You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
Welcome to another episode of Oversaturated, the podcast, where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Johnnie.
And I'm Ralph.
Welcome to episode number 176.
176. I am Brandon Battlehawk this week. Call.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Battlehawks Unite. We just got that W, baby. Came back from behind.
Call is law.
Man, big facts, big facts. New listeners, please follow us on all social media. Facebook, just search Oversaturated, the podcast. Twitter is Oversat Podcast. Instagram is Oversat the Podcast. And our email is oversatpodcast@gmail.com. And please be sure to check out our website, oversatthepod.com. Anything you need to know about OS is there.
Yes, sir. And if you want to follow us individually, I am the Mind of Ralph on Instagram and Twitter.
On Twitter, I'm JON2_B. On Instagram, I'm JBS_ESL_AAMU. Holla at us. Oh, man. Ralph. Round of applause just because we're here, baby. It's another week, baby. We're here.
Before you ask me.
I know. Look, yeah. Go ahead.
Trash.
Go ahead.
Garbage. Basura.
Oh,
that's
man.
how I'm doing.
I know. I know. Because before you even just did that, in my brain, I was like, damn, I don't even want to really ask him how he do it because we talked about it.
We just talked about it. Like, it's
like
everything.
shit.
Everything happens, right?
Right.
First of all, I'm sitting here hungover. For the people looking at this video on YouTube, I'm sitting here with sunglasses on because I am extremely hungover.
Listen,
but
man.
yet I'm here.
Look, that's how I felt yesterday. Look, when you over 30, the hangover recovery time is exponentially longer, right?
Yeah.
Friday night, went out. Shout out to Makeda Kravitz, our homegirl Vicky.
Yes, sir.
She threw a party with DJ Nico Marie here in St. Louis, Mardi Gras Noir. Fire party, Louisiana themed, Mardi Gras themed. It was a great night. Let me just say it was a great night. Drank some shit I knew I should not have, but I did anyway. And I had to recover all day Saturday. So there's that.
Listen,
but I'm here today, though.
I'm recovering
now.
I ain't even know recovering. I'm recovering right now.
Man, so yeah. I mean, I'm good. Outside of that, I'm good.
What's so crazy is I was done drinking by midnight. But that means absolutely nothing.
That means nothing. Damage was done.
Went a little tough, man. But no, I will say this. The week was been especially rough. But I commemorated my mom's heavenly birthday. She would have been 63 years old. So the grief never really stops. But it was a day of celebration. Yeah. So no, not so bad. It took a rough, a little morning. The morning was a little rough, but we got through that night.
We here though. That's all that matters.
Big facts.
We here.
Big
we good.
facts.
We healthy. We good. So there's that.
But you good though? You
yeah.
straight? I mean, outside of that, I mean everything.
Oh yeah. Okay. Everything is good, man. Just gearing up for my birthday in a few weeks.
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes,
man. Look,
yes,
I got the spa day planned already. 4 Seasons joint. I can't wait.
Oh, that's what's up.
I can't
bro.
wait. It's weird for me. It's weird. And we had this conversation a while ago. Like, would you want your birthday to be during school year or like in the summer? It's so weird with my birthday being in March because it's like I want to travel, but like I got a lot of work shit, so I can't really take off like I want to. But no facts. Big.
I don't know if I
facts.
said it loud enough. But
Right?
Fuck that job.
No, big facts, right? So it's like I don't know. I'm gonna reserve the my big traveling for like the summer, early fall type thing. So,
Okay.
So yeah, I'm cool with the spa day anyway. I think that'll be like my ritual from now on.
If you're treating yourself.
Oh. Yeah. The whole all day package too. All day package. I need all that.
I need that.
I never got a.
You ever did
pedicure.
hydrotherapy?
Yes. Oh no, that's fire.
Hydrotherapy.
That's fire. Never. I'm gonna get a pedicure for the first time. So I'll come back and
I will say this: your boy is not shy about his. I need to go see my Dell ticket immediately.
Oh, turn up, talk about it.
That shit is legit, man. Like I see why Women do it all the time. It's just the pamper. Like, I want to get, man, look, man.
I'm not,
look,
hey.
scrub these toes, man. Clip the nails, man. Get the cuticles. Like,
Yeah.
I think, you know, the fragile male ego.
Yeah.
You know, just won't allow you to get groomed. But no, grooming is you treating yourself, bro.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
But
And I don't know. It's just something I never
You never
thought
to
about.
do.
Yeah.
Nah.
But no, I'm
Trust me.
I'm gonna do it.
You go to the right spot?
Oh yeah, it's lit.
It's lit.
Cause last year I got a facial for the first time.
Okay.
And I was like, no, this is great. Why have I never done this before? So I'm trying to expand my palate when it comes to pampering. You know.
Man, look, I get the charcoal where they put the wax on your feet.
Oh no, he going crazy. I love it.
Man, look, you might as well. You might as well.
Hot oil treatments, massages. Besides the ankles, all that shit.
Man, what they look?
Ankle heel, the calf.
Man, what?
Man, oh no, so I'm excited now. I'm excited now. Look,
I'm just saying.
I'm
man,
excited.
It's all in the package. They don't trust me. At them nail salons, they ain't trying to do the regular shit anyway. They want you to pay for more, so they'll get the charcoal. You know, thank you later.
Okay. I'll come back with my full review. The Sunday after my birthday. Say less.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
What we doing, man? Off the dome.
Off the dome.
I got one.
Let's do
Music question, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the recent performances like I Did and Horse and Carriage at the Bates Cameron concert,
Yeah.
songs that you probably thought you would never see perform live in the rap space. What song would you like to see perform live as far as like maybe like a featured posse cut that you never thought that you would get a chance to see live?
Oh, it got to be a posse good.
Well, it would be nice,
Okay.
but go ahead.
Cause while you were asking the question, the first song that came to mind for me was Lil Wayne Swag Surf Freestyle. That No Ceilings came out when we were in college. I forget the actual year. 09, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever, like that's one of Wayne's hardest freestyles to me, like ever. I love it. I know that shit word for word. He performed it on like a festival stage, I think, and I was able to watch it like through Amazon or Hulu or some shit last year. But like, I want to see that performed live. I want to be in the audience when he performs that, because that is my shit.
Okay. Now my song is actually an ASAP Rocky song. It's probably one of his biggest songs as far as like a big posse, because that was like a big thing back then, right? But it's One Train, and it has Danny Brown, Action Bronson, Joey Badass,
Okay,
Big Crit, and I'm probably missing one person. It might be ASAP, but it was a lot. It was 5 MCs. They all went in. Have you ever heard this song?
I don't think I have actually.
One of your plenty homework assignments. Go listen to it.
Gotcha.
Because the beat is cold.
Okay.
And everybody does their thing on this song. And Big Crit,
He go crazy
because he's the last verse.
Okay. Best for last type.
ASAP leads off the song, and then you get into everybody else's verse.
Nice.
No chorus.
Oh no! See those are the type of posse cuts I like. Like when just back to back, just going.
I'm just doubting that you ever get these 5 to 6 MCs in the same room, on the same stage.
Yeah.
And you talking about a song that's well over 10 years old now.
Damn.
Well, it's 10 years now. 10 years now. It's not 10 years old.
That's
I mean, well over.
You know what song that got hella MCs on it that would just be a concert in itself if they performed it?
What, the Touch of remix?
The One Blood remix.
Oh, Jesus.
You remember that?
Yes.
You remember that?
Everybody.
It was like 30 people on there.
Niggas weren't bloods. They was just rapping.
That shit was crazy. That was a time though. But anyway, no, don't question. All right, so for my off the dome, TV show related, right? So in 2023, we are well into the age of like streaming TV shows, TV content. It's so many different streaming services. There's so many different actual original TV shows on all of these services.
Yeah.
Where, you find a hidden gem. It's like, damn, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So my question is, what TV show doesn't have to be strictly from a streaming service original, but just what TV show do you wish that you can watch again for the first time?
Like I've never seen this before.
Yeah, like you have seen it, but if you could go back, maybe erase your memory of what the show was and just go back and rewatch it for the first time, what show would it be? And if you got to think, I can.
No, I got my answer, because it's not technically on streaming, right? But it's on YouTube. But I would say the Steve Harvey Show, because the brand of comedy that Steve Harvey did back then, I don't think I appreciate it now because I'm a grown ass.
Yeah.
So it's like that grown nigga humor hits different. You be like, I see why he act,
Yeah.
like I see why he was like that. Like he
Yeah.
was just grumpy as hell for no reason. but it's like if I went back and watched that, like when I say that'd probably be my favorite sitcom of all time, if I had watched it in its inception from to beginning to end, I was like, oh no. Steve Harvey is like killing all the rest of y'all niggas. But I mean, that's just because the jokes were just so tailor made for black people.
Right.
And the black experience. I think that's what I think that's undermined when you talk about that show.
I feel that. Very true too. For me, I'm going The Wire. Now, OS gang, they know that my first time watching The Wire was during the pandemic when we did our Breaking the Wire series, right? Yeah. And even with that being my first time, like I was kind of upset with myself that I waited so long to watch it. Yeah. But also, I don't feel like I could, I guess, enjoy it enough as a viewer, only because we had to take notes.
We were being critical of it more so than actually watching it.
So I wish I could go back and like just sit and watch it by myself with popcorn and all that kind of shit, just to enjoy what the series was for itself, right? Mm-hmm. Because even watching it for Breaking the Wire, it's like understanding the themes, and even though the show came out in what, like
2000. The first season was like 02.
02, right? Mm-hmm. And it's still holding up and holding its weight in 2020, even now 2023. It's such a great show. So I wish I could just go and just sit, not know anything about it, and just go and just enjoy it for the first time again. Yeah. Like that would be dope.
Yeah, like that's the thing with those shows. Like the creme of the creme, right? The three that people say are arguably the best are The Wire, Breaking Bad, and The Sopranos. Yeah. No particular order, but they're up there with each other. Yep. They sit at the table with each other. Like that's the beautiful thing about shows like that. They capture you from the writing, the show, the actors, the way it's shot, like all that stuff matters. Yep. When you talking about the themes of a great show. So,
yeah, man.
I love it.
So
that's dope answer, man.
Thank you. So that's off the dome. What TV show do you wish that you can watch for the first time?
And what song would you love to hear performed live? Preferably rap song that you probably never hear again. You know.
Let us know.
OS gang, what's happening? Family and kin folk. Let's start on the sad note. There's a lot going on in today's world, but we have to say rest in peace to Trugoy?
Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Trugoy the Dove.
Trugoy the Dove of De La Soul fame. He passed away. I think he was 53. Mm-hmm. I missed the reasoning.
Yeah, me too, actually.
But unfortunate, you talking about a hip hop pioneer, especially in the backpack space. It was like Tribe Called Quest, and then De La Soul. Right. So for those guys to kick down the doors and did what they did, not necessarily something that I always tapped into. But if anybody brought up De La Soul, I never, I don't diss them like a KRS-One or something like that.
Right.
I'm not disrespectful. To them.
Yeah, man.
No, I respect the everyday, because those are everyday guys. So it's like they represented me more so than anything else.
Literally, that's all everyday.
So like a tribe called Quest, and De La Soul gives birth to like a little brother that I really fuck with.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
No, salute to those, man. Salute to them, man. And so, prayers just to the hip hop community at large, because they were just on the Grammy stage, right?
Yeah. They were, and the fact that they've been fighting to get the rights back to their music,
and they just put it out on streaming.
They just got this shit back like a month or so ago, right?
Just put it out, on
and
streaming.
Now their music is on streaming.
That's
so
crazy
to not even to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor in the streaming era of music is like it's just sad, man. So I definitely want to say rest in peace and condolences to his family and friends and loved ones, man, because that's crazy. Again, 53 is young.
It's very young.
It's young.
Very young.
Yeah, man. A lot of our pioneers are
getting older. Man.
Getting older, nearing those ages where maybe something sudden happens and they do pass away. So it's like, man, we just gotta cherish them while we can.
Yeah.
And with it being the 50th anniversary of hip hop as well, it's just like, man, it's crazy, crazy. So let's just make sure that we try to cherish and try to uplift the pioneers of hip hop. Like we got to do that, especially this year. So yeah, man, rest in peace.
And then we got to get into these mass shootings. A couple of them happened over the past week, which is crazy to say. But at Michigan State University, you had a random guy with no affiliation to the school. I don't know this guy's name, but killing 3 students.
crazy.
Like, it was just random. Like, there's no, he didn't go to the school. He ain't a disgruntled employee.
None of that.
He just decided, I'm going to go to this school, this place of higher education. Well, hey, man, school shootings are just kind of the norm, but,
That's crazy. That's crazy to say. I mean, but it's the truth, right?
It's the truth.
They really are the norm. And it's like you don't want to go to school in fear, or you don't want to send your children to school in fear that something like this will happen.
Or go to work.
Or go to,
because you got to think about it, like, it's people that work there.
Right. And so it's just like, man, you don't want to live in fear, but it's like, this is the norm. It's like, how do you really navigate that? Try to put it out your mind or what? I don't know.
It's like, bro, if you lived your life walking on these eggshells about if I'm going to get shot, if I go to this place, you never go anywhere.
Right.
And then if you black, hell, sometimes you can't leave your damn house. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can be in the house and get capped. That's a whole nother story. But
man. I don't know.
It's just, man, just prayers and condolences to the family and those people that have to live with, still having to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing, unfortunately, when you're shot, and you pass away from gun violence. But imagine to the PTSD of the kids and the people that still have to go to school every day. Because, like, kind of tying this back to, like, the St. Louis school shooting. Mm-hmm. They just came back to school.
Right.
At the top of the year.
Damn, that's right.
They shut that down. We talked about it on CPVA? Yeah.
Yeah. Dang. That's crazy. I didn't even.
But the thing is, it doesn't affect you. And that's not me saying anything wrong with you, but it doesn't affect you.
It's crazy because, again, like, these types of situations are so common now, right? Mm-hmm. Even more so that we have the internet.
Yep.
And then we see these things all the time. So it's just like, oh man, another one. And now, we back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Right.
So it's crazy. Yeah. It's messed up for all of us. Like, of course, the students who were involved and who were surrounding the situation when it happened, they have PTSD. Mm-hmm. Families are grieving. Mm-hmm. People who constantly watch these things on the internet, they have PTSD. I'm at a point where I will never watch these types of videos again.
Ever.
Because for my mental, I have to keep my own sanity. Mm-hmm. I have to, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't get PTSD. So it's just like, man, it's crazy.
Then not to mention, man, you can't even shop because in El Paso, Texas, we had a shooting that occurred at a mall. Mall shootings have become kind of the norm as well too,
right?
Like, this is,
I guess just shootings in general.
Just shootings in general, but more so in public places because I don't know, bro.
Malls and schools. I don't get it either.
Malls, schools, churches, grocery stores.
I don't get it either. And the fact that the people who are, like, actually carrying out these shootings in whatever state they're in, they're able to just go and purchase guns.
Well, we're never going to change the gun laws, ever.
Of course not.
They can make them more strict if they want to, but you're never going to make a Second Amendment change, to where we really start regulating some shit.
Which is crazy because that shit was written in what, the 1700s or whenever that was.
Yeah, the right to bear arms.
Yeah, when motherfuckers was just on the street on horses and riding up.
It was different when you was fighting the British off. Like, hey, you might need a pistol in your crib because the redcoats might come and see you. Like, they didn't interpret this for 2023. It was back then.
It was back then, right? But no, but the people in charge now.
Yeah.
They don't see it that way. They're
Definitely.
like, no, we should uphold this for our founding fathers. Well, they've been dead for hundreds of years now. Like, yeah. So anyway, that's a whole nother thing.
I know, but let's get off of this, man. Let's talk about something a little bit more uplifting.
Upbeat, yeah,
uplifting. Then we'll get back to the bullshit. I guess we promise you, right? Pharrell Williams, famed hip hop producer and mogul and legend.
Yeah,
has been named creative director of Louis Vuitton. Hold on.
Yeah, hit that. Round of applause, Johnny.
What do you have for that?
I just want to shout out Pharrell because I think this is a great move, right?
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Virgil. He's essentially
Virgil.
Definitely. Yeah. He's essentially taking over Virgil's spot, right? Yep. Position. And I don't know if I was actually trying to think like if anybody else would be a better candidate than Pharrell. And outside of maybe Kanye. But I don't think I'm not sure if anybody else would be as fitting for this position as Pharrell is.
Yeah.
So to see him get the position, and I didn't even realize that back in 2004 and 2008, Pharrell did collabs with Louis Vuitton anyway. So
I think shoes.
Got you.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's fitting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So man, shout out to Pharrell, man.
Okay, first things first. I always said that Pharrell lives the life that Kanye West wants. Because Kanye, like, this is the shit that Kanye wanted. That's why him and Virgil was lightweight beefing. Like, you know what I'm saying? He wanted the Louis apprenticeship and all that stuff. That's why he started doing the Yeezy stuff. Well, I'm gonna just do my own thing, which I think Kanye still should do, but we'll get to that in a minute.
I've been saying it, but we'll talk
about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But no, this is not about Kanye West right now. This is about Pharrell and what he's been able to do. He's been able to matriculate from Virginia, being a low-level producer, you know, being on SWV, all that to becoming a mega producer, to becoming pretty much an icon in this space, and then to ascend to the heights of, the fashion world and become the creative director only speaks to the buying power of hip-hop. And that's why I kind of want to get to. This is no indictment of Pharrell, because I would do it if I was Pharrell. But don't let Louis pimp you, bro. Like, I just don't. That's all I'm saying, because we make that shit cool, bro.
Yeah.
Like Louis, Prada, whatever high-end fashion brand you want to name. Yeah, it's always been exclusive to those that had the money and the access, but we made it cool.
Yeah. So let me ask you, what exactly do you mean by that? Like,
well, what I mean is just, I know Pharrell is the creative director. Well, if they go to let him do something, this just better not be like a placeholder, like a token type shit. Like, Pharrell really better do some shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Like
it better be like a Pharrell stamped, like something.
Got you. So like, not just putting him in that position to say, hey, we have Pharrell Williams and
face. What's up? Like,
got you. You want to actually see like product that Pharrell created and is championing himself. Like, hey, I did this at Louis Vuitton, but like, this is me. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I mean though.
I got you.
Because we go, like, if a nigga go buy Louis, right? And it really don't matter, right?
Facts.
But the fact that you got this hip hop icon at the face of it, the price went up now, right?
Yeah.
Louis is already one of those things you can buy and sell because it never really depreciates. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I want to get a used Louis backpack right now, I guarantee you that bitch is still gonna cost.
It's gonna cost,
even though it's used.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how the game works. So I just know that these high fashion houses have done a lot to keep us out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't throw us a bone by putting Pharrell in. I hate to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? But I am being that guy.
No, but I mean, and I feel you, because like we're gonna talk about with Adidas in a minute, like the value of these companies are what they are because of black people, especially when you get a black person in a position where they can actually create some dope shit to put out.
Because the thing with Virgil, right? Virgil, for all I know, he worked his way up, by connections and all that. Right. But we wouldn't know who Virgil Abloh was if it wasn't for, like, the rappers that championed him and the space and the stuff that he was doing with Off-White. I wouldn't know him.
Absolutely.
But you don't know fashion designers like that. Like,
I know I don't, because
you might know the brand name, but you don't know them. Like,
I can't tell you what none of these people look like.
Listen,
none of them.
I don't know who Louis Vuitton looks like. Mr. Louis. What does he look like?
I don't know.
exactly, right? But
you can walk down the street and I just keep going. Like, it's crazy. So,
but no, it's just like you have this black face, a black face that we love and respect, because you don't hear anybody slander Pharrell in the way that you would probably hear them slander Kanye or Jay-Z or one of those, right? So we all pretty much respect, love, and adore Pharrell. And I'm not saying I'm going out and buy a Louis.
I'm definitely not. But I want to see. I want to see what he come up with.
I just want to see what he come up with. Now, if it's something I can afford, Klarna.
Man, what?
Pay that bitch off his phone.
That shit hit the internet like crack too. But
Man,
that's a whole nother thing. Everybody, didn't I see somewhere that grocery stores was accepting that shit? Like that gas station.
Hey, look, man, it's getting bad out here, man.
If
you gotta pay for your groceries and for which
in installments.
I kind of understand, because groceries. Like, imagine. Like, I mean, we all on tangent. We all over the place. But imagine, like, you would being a single father. You got 3 kids, right? off the salary you got. Now, I ain't saying you make pennies, but you know, I'm just saying, imagine you got 3 mouths to feed. Well, you know what? I might have to spread this $300, $400 grocery bill because this is the thing about us. We broke, but we ain't broke enough to have food stamps.
right.
So them three babies you got.
We buying all the shit that don't come in boxes.
Man, all the hamburger helper, all that shit, man. Look, that shit got to last.
Make that shit stretch. You feel me?
Because look, fresh food costs more.
It does. No, it does. Absolutely. Damn, we need to eat dry fruit.
Man, what?
That shit lasts longer.
Right.
For real. What we talking about?
Hey, man.
That's crazy.
That's hilarious, man. But nah, man. Salute to Pharrell.
Yes.
And I wish, man, we can't wish you no more success than you already
Right.
have.
Because I mean, shit. It's you. So turn up.
But now, since we talking about the business of hip-hop and fashion, let's get to this Kanye West headline. Adidas has come out and said that they're bound to lose $1 billion, pretty much, right? An estimated $1 billion.
1.3?
$1.3 billion for pretty much dropping the Yeezy brand and not being able to sell the remaining of those products. Johnny, what do you have for this headline?
I think you and I predicted this already. Like, I wish I would have went back and checked the tapes, but
no,
we knew this was gonna happen. Like,
you know, I'm here with it. Nah, you know,
like, Yeezus, Ye, all that shit was the breadwinner of Adidas for the better of 5 years. So to cut off the breadwinner of your company just out of nowhere, that's the reason you were a $1 billion company. So yeah, you're gonna lose out on $1 billion because you got all this stock of shit.
Like I said, I was saying it. Niggas is not fucking with Adidas. Like all them hype. Listen,
Look.
fuck you talking about? Like I'm not. Listen, I got my motherfucking boats on right now because they comfortable. But when I buy Yeezys, I don't think of Kanye West. I don't. I think of a nice sneaker that I deem to be stylish and comfortable.
Damn, I said Yeezus. My bad.
I mean
Yeezy.
It's all the same shit.
So let me ask you, right? Because the only way for them to try to get some of this money back is just to sell the stock that they have without the Yeezy name.
No, this is what you do. I mean, well, if it's gonna sell, right?
Right.
You ain't got to take Yeezy name off of it because people go buy.
Well, I think legally they can't.
Oh,
that's the thing.
Well, is it legally that Kanye West can't profit from it, or is that they have a stance on being moral and not wanting to sell something that they already have?
I think Kanye owns the trademark to the name, so they can't use the name.
Teach me something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with that being said, I wanted to ask you because you said when you were in the process of buying Yeezys, you're not thinking Kanye West. You're just buying the shoes because they comfortable, they look good, cool.
Yeah.
So if they get to the point where if Adidas gets to the point where they start selling them again without the Yeezy name, it's the same shits. In a colorway that you like, of course. You gonna buy them?
Well, that's like saying, would you buy Jordans or would you buy Dunks? No, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Sorry, that's funny.
Because like if you buying the
That's
dunk,
funny.
you buying the dunk, right?
Yeah.
All right.
But I'm saying it's the same make, like literally the same shit.
Yeah.
Just without the name.
Jordans and Dunks. They're the same.
I don't think. I think
Polo and chaps.
Polo Association.
Right. you know the acronym for chaps. We know this. We depend on this. So
that's funny as hell. That is funny.
No, it's sometimes they brand that may matter. I hear you.
No,
though.
Dunks or
because
J's.
it's like I can go to Walmart and get like a Croc lookalike, but if I want Crocs,
I mean the quality gonna be a little different.
and but I hear what you're saying.
Okay,
it's
but
it's literally the same.
it's a
It's
Croc.
literally the same
It's a Croc.
thing, but they're taking
They got
Yeezy off of
They
it.
got alligators. Crocs are alligators. My bad.
But no, I hear what you're saying. Like I just had to poke fun, but that's still hard. That's still kind of tough for me because the thing is, if that's the case, take the price down, and I know you're not.
Also
So
true.
if that's the case,
Also true.
keep Yeezy on that bitch. It sounded like, you know what I'm saying? You can't. The price point was the price point because of what you branded it.
Oh,
as.
of course.
So
Trademark and all
you
that,
can't.
yeah.
You can't sell me the same shoe. That's why I made the Dunk Jordan comparison. Literally, the Dunk is a silhouette of a Jordan 1. You know that because you have both shoes, right?
No, yeah, I only got J's, but I've seen them.
Oh, okay. I thought you had some Dunk. But still, the point being, it's the same silhouette, but they charge an extra amount for the Jordan.
For the name, yeah.
For the name. So no,
Absolutely.
I'm paying for the name. But I still like, even though I said I'm buying it, I don't buy Jordans or Yeezys or any type of shoe in the thought of like, oh man, I want to be like Kanye West. I want to be like Michael Jordan. No, that's
definitely not.
That's not it.
Them shits just look good.
They look good to me.
Comfortable.
I style them bitches.
Yeah.
And they're comfortable.
Exactly. So at this point, I'm saying Adidas as a business, the best thing for them to do is sell the remaining stock that they have at a discount, just so they can try to recoup some of that money. Because I'm certain that they have just warehouses full of just stock of shoes and clothes and all this shit.
Because remember, we was looking at them salt joints that was getting ready to come out.
Joint?
Yep.
Listen, if they put them bitches on sale tomorrow,
they was getting ready to drop them joints, and then Kanye said what he said. They snatched it back. They snatched the whole thing back.
Damn, because I would buy them tomorrow if they. I would absolutely, because them shit's hard. I ain't gonna lie. I've never purchased a pair of Yeezys ever, but those I would get, or the Adidas Ys or whatever they gonna call them. I don't know, but I would buy those.
Adidas Ys.
I don't know. I just made it, but I would buy those absolutely. So
that's crazy.
There's that.
Right, but nah, man, that was a dope conversation. But let's talk about this, man. We have a Grammy fallout. On the Ghetto Boys Reloaded podcast, we have hip-hop legends Willie D and Scarface having a, I would say, debate-spirited conversations, argument, you would say?
I would say argument.
Okay. Having an argument about the Grammy performance of the Ghetto Boys hit. Why I can't say it?
I think Mind playing tricks on me.
Yes.
Let me play the clip real quick.
Beautiful bean footage.
See if I can pull this up on.
Going up on that stage and performing a Ghetto Boy song by yourself. You don't see nothing wrong with that. Like, hold on. And we're talking about at the Grammys 50-year tribute. Now listen what I'm saying. First of all, let me say this.
It's all my fault.
But let me get
it's
this.
All my fault.
But let me get this out the way.
No, you win.
No, let me get this out the way. No, I'm gonna speak on it.
I shouldn't have got on the plane. I shouldn't have went to the Grammys. I shouldn't have got on stage. I shouldn't have rapped that song. I shouldn't have walked off stage, and I shouldn't have got back on the plane and came home. It's all my fault, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna speak on this though.
Yeah,
I'm gonna speak on it. So you ain't finished.
I'm so fucking glad that they called me, Willie.
I'm gonna speak on it.
I'm so glad that Quest reached out to me to do that motherfucking song, bro. I'm happy about that shit.
I'm sure
man.
you are.
I'm glad people got a chance to see me, man. Because people don't really get the chance.
I'm sure you are.
They don't really get a chance to.
So
you a selfish ass nigga. Willie.
So.
You way more selfish than me.
I would have never done no shit like that.
Well, I don't know, bro.
I would have never done no shit like that. The moment was too big, bro. You don't see.
And see, it sounded like right after that he was gonna say, "Well, stop coming to my mama's house. I'm gonna cut that phone off."
That remind me of like Uncle Willie and from Friday.
You can't even spell Fosachi.
Right.
F-O-Sachi. But nah. that's crazy.
I'll try to keep it together, but nah, it was just funny when I read it, but then we have to be serious about this because that is a very serious conversation.
Right.
You have somebody that's undoubtedly the face and one of the biggest rappers to ever come out of hip-hop, one, and then out of the South, two, right? And then you coming from a legendary group as the Ghetto Boys, right? They asked you to participate in this hip-hop medley, which is a tribute to the overall genre. Not a Ghetto Boys tribute, just that. But why did Scarface not at least let Willie D know about that? That's the question.
Interesting. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know if they've had beef in the past or what. I'm not really sure. But I think in watching this clip a few times, I'm back and forth. Like I think the larger part of me is on the side of Willie D, right? It's like, okay, Scarface, I'm assuming Questlove and the Roots reached out to Scarface to come on and perform.
Yeah.
And maybe they handpicked that song for him to perform. Okay, I get that, right? In that moment, if Scarface knew that that's the song that they wanted him to perform, of course I think he should have let Questlove know, hey, let me reach out to Willie D, because this is us, right? This is Ghetto Boys. He's here. Rest in peace to Bushwick Bill, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Willie D should have been out there performing a Ghetto Boys song. Now, on the other side of that, right? I think Scarface was out there feeling a dual purpose because as great as the Ghetto Boys was as a group, Scarface was equally, if not maybe better, as a solo artist, right? So I think that serves a dual purpose with him being out there by himself.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's the thing with hip hop groups, right? Everybody had like these people are really brothers, right? Mm-hmm. Like you can tell Willie D and Scarface are truly, genuinely family brothers,
right?
And this things happen. Like we seen Big Boy perform songs of Outkast without Andre. Mm-hmm. We seen Meth do a verse from Wu-Tang without the rest of the clan.
Right,
like,
yeah.
But if this is a moment to commemorate the Ghetto Boys, I get where Willie D is coming from. Mm-hmm. But then again, Scarface is the star, which is quite unfortunate. And this is not, we're not doing the full song. I was just doing my verse.
I was about to say
but
that too.
But still, Melly Mel came out there with his posse. Like it was, all them niggas.
Slightly different. And the only reason I say that is because that was the first hip hop record ever played on radio. So that's the one thing I would say. Maybe that's
the only excuse.
Yeah, listen. I didn't say it was perfect. I'm just saying that's what I got.
But remember, we talked about this last week, just in the sense of we don't know who wasn't invited. We don't know what
exactly.
We don't know what schedules was like. But this is the first time we've actually heard something from the internally, right? Mm-hmm. That Willie D said, "Hey, I could have been there, but I just didn't hear about it."
Yeah.
So how I look, and then Scarface rebutted with the, "Hey, well, I performed this song you performed this song without me at said locations and probably gotten paid for it and all that, right?" Mm. Which is, but it's the Grammys though. It's like we keep putting weight on this. Like if this is a hip hop tribute for anything else or any place else, you would want the group to be intact, even though it might have been one verse. Yeah. And even though the one verse that guys performed might have been still a problem.
And it wasn't even a whole verse. It might have been like 4 or 6 bars.
It was real.
It was real quick.
I barely forgot Scarface was there. I know he was there. I remember seeing face. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like it was so quick.
Yeah. So I don't know.
And then again, like, would you have rather him perform Mind Playing Tricks, or would you prefer him perform a Scarface joint?
See, and again, that's where because when you tell the story of hip hop, you always going to tell the origin of Scarface. Not to say he didn't have a great career as a solo artist, because he did. Of course he did.
He did. But we're always going to probably pinpoint Mind Playing Tricks first. That's where it begins with a lot of people for Face.
And to be honest, well, I was about to say outside of the hip hop community, that may be the song that's most recognizable to outside of hip hop.
Well, that's the thing. We're going for the hits, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We had to tell the story of hip hop within 13, 14 minutes.
Right.
So, yeah, you got to pick them. You got to pick the right ones too. So I would say this. I'm 70% Willie D side.
Yeah. I think I'm about that percentage too. But at the same time, let's just say Questlove did hit Scarface with like, "Hey, I need you and Willie D on stage to perform 4 bars of Mind Playing Tricks on me." What the hell Willie D gonna do? Just stand there with him?
Probably be mad that he didn't get a chance before.
You're right. Then that argument would have been different.
It would have been a lot different.
Why I couldn't do my verse? Then Scarface would have been like, "Well, I wrote it, so do it matter?" So now there you go. Now there's that. See? So I don't know, man. That's crazy. That was a funny ass argument though.
It was. that was hilarious, man. But no, man, let's get to it.
The reason that we're here today.
Blur topic, blur segment.
Listen, man.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantamania came out on Friday. You know we're here to do our full deep dive. So if you haven't checked it out, stop this podcast, come back, because we're getting full spoilery.
All of it.
Is that a word?
It is today.
It is today. All right, then. But now, you know how we do. We're going to get into just what we thought about the film overall, get into the highlights, lowlights, and then just an overall rating. Johnny.
Yes, sir.
What did you think about the film?
I thought Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, was a very, very solid film. Also, I think this was a really good way to introduce Phase 5 of the MCU. Mm-hmm. We all have our gripes with Phase 4. We do. Yay.
Well documented.
Well documented. We passed all that. But I think the transition from everything that happened in phase 4 to phase 5, I thought was pretty. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was really good, with the major introduction of Kang in this film. I thought was really good. It's probably a slew of people, a plethora of people that did not watch Loki, which okay, fine. The other thing that I really enjoyed about this film is you didn't have to watch Loki in order to understand Kang's variants, all that kind of shit. You did not need to watch Loki in order to do that, even though that was explained in the finale of season 1 of Loki.
Yeah.
So those are like that. That's how I feel about the movie.
Okay. Solid film, I'll say that, but it definitely has its flaws. Definitely has its flaws. Like we'll get to it. You know, definitely my low lights. But you know, just did I enjoy the film? Yes. Do I think there was a lot of carrying going on acting wise? Oh, absolutely.
Wait, you said a lot of what now?
Carrying, like
carrying.
Somebody had to carry the film acting wise.
Got it.
Yeah. Obvious plot holes. Jesus Christ. Like it was bad. Like shit. Like we'll get to it, but it's just like I'm not gonna forget what y'all said about this. And then I get here and the shit don't work no more. Like, hey, that's weird to me. Like,
okay. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
We'll talk about that. But I mean, was it entertaining? Yes, because Paul Rudd has a great comedic timing and he knows how to take a serious moment and make it funny.
Man,
that's what I love about
that shit is underrated.
Yeah, like he was like, have I killed you before? Are you the one with the hammer? He's like, well, you know, they kind of confused me and him. I was like, all right. Like, you know, it's like the stuff like that, right? Yeah. But I mean, it was entertaining, I think. But let's just get to it. All right, what did I really, really enjoy? I think I said it, right? The highs of the film, Kang. Obviously, right?
Absolutely.
Kang did numbers. Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror, at least in this ideation or this version or this variant of him, absolutely menacing. I ride or die with the villains, right? Scott Lang, Paul Rudd, his character, always solid. The Van Dynes. I mean, well, is it Van Dyne or the Pims? I can't figure. Hold on, because it's weird. Like it's Hank Pym, but his wife is Janet Van Dyne, right?
Yeah, I guess maybe she didn't like change her last name or some shit. I don't know.
All right, but I mean, the acting is solid. Don't get me wrong. It's just the plot holes that really get me. Yeah. But I mean, I think everybody did well. The introduction of Cassie being her character, you know, a little wasp or whatever we go call her.
Right.
I think it's Stinger, right?
I was just about to. I think her name is Stinger. That's kind of trash, but whatever.
Yeah, right.
But there's that. The one thing that I appreciate about this movie, right, is the little subtle comedy in it.
Oh,
like the first two Ant-Mans were just family friendly. They were fun, all that kind of shit. A departure from what we were seeing in the MCUs at the time, right?
Yeah.
So to be able to have a villain like Kang, where again Jonathan Majors did a phenomenal job, very menacing, right? To have that type of villain, somebody that our heroes are going up against, and to still be able to add in the little humor here and there, I thought the shit was great. I thought it was great.
Because Paul Rudd was like, remember when they first announced Ant-Man, and this was way before we even started the pod, because I believe the first Ant-Man was 2015. So yeah, definitely before the origins of OS. But when they announced him as a superhero, I was like, the nigga from 40-year-old virgin? Like, I was like,
what?
Nah. But
shit worked.
He's been able to make it work because these have been kind of like the fun Honey I Shrunk the Kids type, Back to the Future type films, right?
Yeah.
It's really been that. But this is the first time you felt like stuff got real.
Oh man, what?
This is the first time you actually felt like it really got real.
Absolutely.
Because they cut out a lot of the Ant-Man fluff. Like you didn't get his crew. You didn't get T.I. and who was it? John? Is it? I forgot his.
What's the guy that played the Russian cat?
None of them guys. Was in there.
The one Michael Pena.
Yeah. Michael Pena. Like you got none of them this time.
Yeah.
Damn. But I mean, there was no place for them.
Also true, because they were in the quantum realm. The majority of the film, actually.
No, the whole film.
Yeah. The first like 3 scenes were on Earth in San Francisco, but then once they got sucked in, they were there. Pause.
And then when they came back out, it was the same shit. Like,
right, yeah. We didn't ain't miss a beat.
Right.
Literally.
So and now that gets me to my low light, right? Because I think we praised it. We got to get to these plot holes, bro. Now, you tell me, right?
I'm listening.
The way that the quantum realm was always explained, it was explained that time kind of, like the world kind of passes you by up there. But in here, it's kind of like, 30 years can pass. They came back. The shit was still the same.
Okay. So, there's an explanation for that.
Okay.
So, with the whole time passing thing, so there are different pockets of the quantum realm where time works differently.
Okay.
So, at the end of the second Ant-Man, right, where Scott got trapped for 5 hours, but it was 5 years.
Yeah.
He was in some type of vortex where he wasn't deep into the quantum realm where they were in this film. He was just in a pocket between the two.
All right.
So, and then at the end of the film when they got out and went back to their regular life, they used Kang's time machine and all that type of shit. So that allowed them to go back directly to where they wanted to go. So with Kang's time chair and all that, it literally can take you anywhere, anytime, any place, any multiverse, at any point. Okay. So that, yeah. All right. Okay.
All right. Because that, I don't feel like you broke it down, but I don't feel like that was explained.
Got you. Yeah.
Because now, nigga, I remember what y'all said. Like, I remember what y'all said.
So yeah, I feel you.
I was like,
hey, I understand because I actually thought the same thing because in the previous films, Janet Van Dyne,
she was down there for 30 years.
She was down there for 30 years and aged like she normally would, right? But that's because she was literally like she was there in the quantum realm. She wasn't caught in the pocket of the vortex that's between Earth or our timeline and then the deep part of the quantum realm.
Okay.
So that's what happened there.
Okay. Interesting, right? I enjoyed MODOK. I enjoyed the comedy.
Yes, the comedy.
Yeah, the comedy.
The comedy aspect was great.
The comedy aspect. But he was just like, I think they played him because my understanding of him, he's not that. He's more than that, right?
Yes.
They played your boy, right? And then the thing is, it's kind of like, okay, we understand that this is Darren from the first film, but I feel like we talk about forced in Marvel films, right? We could have got somebody else. We didn't have to do that because my trilogy theory, right? Yeah. We tie the first film back to the
exactly.
And one thing I appreciate about the writing of this film was that the fact that Janet Van Dyne was on some bullshit down here. Like, okay,
man, what? That's part of the plot.
That's part of the genius of the plot, right? But like that MODOK shit, I was like,
that shit was
like,
it was. It's like hella shaky, right? It's like MODOK is this super powerful, smart, intelligent character,
organism,
right? Organism. And I feel like they went too deep into the comedy route with that particular character. Now, yeah, you can have the comedy moments, please do, because this is Ant-Man. I expect that. But for that to be a mechanized organism only designed for killing or designed only for killing, motherfucker wasn't killing shit.
And you know what's so crazy? The Zoloff from like the Captain America joint.
Zola?
Yeah, Zola, whatever you call him. Hey, he was more medicine.
Man, what?
As a computer.
Listen, yo, he looked, oh my God. Without MODOK's mask on and just seeing Darren Cross's big ass face, like
stupid.
I could not take him seriously.
And it's kind of like, I don't know, man. I think I got a beef with it being in the quantum realm the whole time.
Why?
I don't know. It's just the CGI. I don't know if the CGI was CGIing in the right way.
It was to me, because look, if I wish I would have went to that shit, that shit would have been great. That would have been great.
I know that might be a nitpick, but I don't know, bro. It's just like we down here, we trying to figure out this world, this landscape. Pretty much this is Cassie's whole fault. Like the whole reason we down here is her fault.
Right.
She's smart as hell. She made a quantum thing. Like hold on, how she become so smart, man? I feel like I needed a little bit more.
Well,
man.
she grew up with Hank Pym and fucking Janet Van Dyne.
I guess so. You just make a quantum shit. That's what's up. Like,
well, because I guess essentially those are technically her grandparents. Because I'm imagining that Hope
is not her mom.
Scott and what's her name got married.
Yeah, but those are like pseudo grandparents, right? Because Scott had her way.
Oh yeah.
But this is the other thing too that I didn't like. It wasn't enough Wasp. Like it was Ant-Man and the Wasp, right? Like, I think
Oh yeah.
it was really Ant-Man and his daughter. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much what it was. I mean, Wasp had her moments.
I mean, she
she
showed up
the
at a
day.
critical time.
Yeah, she saved the day, but that was about it. It was like she
you
was
want to be Ant-Man and Stinger.
pretty much because it wasn't.
She
It was really like
she wasn't Wasp.
the big main characters, right? Obviously Ant-Man, his daughter, Janet, and Kang.
Yeah. Yeah, because Janet and Kang had a relationship.
They
right?
had the situation, and I love the Bill Murray cameo.
Yeah, that shit was
I love that. What's another low light? Nobody died. Like it was no
MODOK died.
man, fuck that. And I had no
Because you know what's crazy? Watching that movie, I knew that was gonna be one of your gripes. I knew it. I was like, ooh.
Because it was like, okay, now let's look at this, right? At least in trilogy form, right? Something ultimately goes. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about Marvel. I'm not even talking about other trilogies. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about Thor. The whole Asgard got blew the fuck up. Like some had to go.
And Odin died.
All right. Captain America Civil War. We get to the nitty gritty of why Tony Parents got killed. Like it was some type of stake.
Yeah.
There was no stake here. It was just like we just got.
So that's not necessarily true. And the reason I say that the stake here now is that since Kang the Conqueror was technically defeated, the Council of Kangs now, which was in the after credit scene, right? Mm-hmm. Now they know, like they're more aware that our version of the Avengers or like they can touch them now. Yeah. That's the stake.
Okay, for contained, it has to be contained within the film because
within the Ant-Man universe.
Yeah, because this is moving forward, right? Okay. This is contingent on some shit that's about to happen, which is cool. Like I'm all for setting up the new play. Yeah, trust me.
Yeah,
we love that. We love that. But if we talking about here. Because even in Iron Man 3, like wasn't it like didn't he blow up something? Then his house got blew up or something.
He blew up all of his suits. Like started from like at that point in Iron Man 3, I think he was trying to shed the Iron Man like lore from himself. Yeah, like he was trying not to be Iron Man anymore.
But maybe it's a formulaic thing because the formula always is something. But I'm just going off of the trilogy aspect. Like it was just like another Ant-Man film. Like you can see like Iron Man 3, you could have seen that being his end, right? True. Captain America Civil War, you can kind of see that being the end because he went rogue after that, right?
He did. Same with
Thor.
Yeah. Asgard out of here.
Asgard, we just on the ship, baby. So that's why I feel like, true. Hey, man, we can just get another Ant-Man at this point. Ain't nothing. That was my gripe. I was like, hey, man.
I feel like they might be thinking about it, though. I ain't gonna lie.
I was like, hey,
I guess it depends on how well it do. It already made like 90 million worldwide over the weekend, so you never know. Listen, if Thor could get 4 movies, goddamn it. Hey, I ain't mad. I'm not mad at the Ant-Man 4. Ant-Man, Wasp, and the Stinger. Fuck it. I'm with that shit.
Well, let's talk about these after credit scenes. We kind of alluded to them, but the first one, definitely with the Council of Kangs, I was like, hey, yo, this is kind of freaky.
That shit was fire, bro.
Freak.
The cool thing about it though, and I forget the actual comic book title, but the Council of Kangs where they shot to like all the Kangs like in their seat. That shit is straight out the comic book. Straight out the comic book.
It's like a whole arena of them, man.
But see, that shows you how many different timelines there are now. Because there's a Kang variant for every timeline, right?
Yeah.
And I guess Kang the Conqueror is the one that wants all the other ones to die. And maybe that's how the multiversal war starts. Now, sorry, but that goes back to Loki and what they were talking about in Loki.
Yeah.
So, but no, I thought that shit was hard.
Oh, no. I have no quarrels with any of the after credit scenes because it sets up something bigger, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, we get into that was like the big Thanos moment. Oh, I'll do it myself type shit. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, I know that I can't fuck with like. Well, if the Exile one couldn't get him out the paint,
yeah.
Like, okay, you know what? We might have to strap up.
And you know what? I appreciate the fact that we ain't gotta wait 5 more movies to see that. Because I feel like it took us forever to really. I mean, we saw a glimpse of Thanos at the end of the Avengers, right? Mm-hmm. But I feel like it was forever before we actually saw Thanos like in action, and we don't have to wait now for that. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy about that.
Okay.
So yeah, I thought the after credit scene was dope. So and it looks like those 3 versions of Kang, or like I guess the main
powerful
ones
yeah.
on top of Kang the Conqueror, I guess, because that's the one that they exiled.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I guess I'm a little confused on, right, is and this goes back to Loki. So Loki and the first three phases. So the first three phases of the MCU and in Loki, right? There was just one natural timeline where a multiversal war happened before, but He Who Remains was the person that was left out of all the Kang variants, and he created the one timeline, which was the first three phases of the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of Loki, He Who Remains got killed. Sylvie killed him. So now, I guess my question is, how did so many versions of Kang pop up, I guess, that fast? Because I don't. That's the part I don't really understand.
That's a legit question, but hey man, as menacing as Kang the Conqueror, this version and this movie was, hey man, we done seen two of him get killed. I don't like this.
Well, I don't think Kang the Conqueror is dead. I think he got sucked into like that vortex or whatever that was, but I think
they defeated him.
Yeah, they defeated him. Yes,
okay.
yeah.
I was about to say,
just like what happened to Scott at the end of the second Ant-Man, where he got caught in like that little quantum shit. I feel like something similar has happened. So maybe he ended up in a different timeline, or maybe he ended up. Remember where all them Lokis and shit was, and Loki. Maybe he ended up somewhere like that. I don't know, but for sure he not dead. Okay, there's no way he could be dead.
Because I was just like, damn, you don't see him get defeated twice. I don't like this.
But that's the only way you can really beat him. Because I mean, how else could Ant-Man defeat Kang the Conqueror? Now, granted, Kang the Conqueror is just a human man, but he has future tech, which is why all those blue streams and all that shit.
He's beating the hell out of him. He's beating the brakes off his ass.
Man, what?
Too.
For real. So
if Hank didn't come to the Ant Army, it would have been over for them boys.
And all right, that might be one of my gripes. Look, I get the movie is called Ant-Man. I get that. I get Ant-Man as the hero.
Future ants. Futuristic
trash.
Ants. Futuristic ants.
That's
came
all,
to save the day.
That's almost as bad as fucking Star-Lord dancing against fucking Ronan.
You gonna stop hating on that dance battle?
That shit was trash. That shit was garbage.
Dance battle, bro.
Trash. Man. Ooh, trash.
Gunshot.
Slap. Shit. Trash. All that shit was so trash. So yeah, I mean, I get it, but no, that shit was trash.
Listen. I'm really not defending. I'm just fucking with you, but
yeah,
it's just
like
the Ant-Man thing. I mean, I told you this movie has some. I was like,
you know,
but it's still solid though. Don't get me wrong. It's like I can definitely watch. Like I would say this.
Watch it again,
I would watch this again before I watched most of the Phase 4 joints.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna hold you.
Right. Like when this hits Disney Plus, I'm actually gonna watch it.
Oh yeah, big face. Like I'm running this back.
Now, last thing I want to say is Kang the Conqueror's like suit. Shit was great. Comic book accurate. His helmet visor or whatever. The retractable like shoulder pads and shit when he actually went to like fighting and like all that shit was great. That shit was hard. It was great. Fire.
One more thing before we get to the actual how we rate this out of 5. Mm-hmm. The second after credit scene, I don't think we touched on it. Right. I know we talked about Loki, but what did you think about that reveal?
I thought it was interesting. I'm not exactly sure who that version of Kang is, but I'm going to assume that scene is directly from season 2 of Loki. Mm-hmm. And I think that takes place in like early 1900s, like 1902 or some shit like that. So
I can't help it, man. I know. Listen, we got to acknowledge that Jonathan Majors is a black man playing this character, and then you see this black man on stage in front of all these white people in the early 1900s.
Right.
I was kind of nervous. I'm not gonna hold you. I was like, what's going on here? Like we can make this real dark, Loki.
But it's true.
Loki was like, get that nigga off the stage.
No, it's true.
It's true. Like,
damn, I'm crazy. My brain
string him up. Like, yo. Like, yeah.
Nah, they wanted to hear about the theory of time.
It can be real left, real quick. real quick.
Damn, that shit ain't historically accurate.
I know it ain't. Like somebody go John Wick Booth his ass. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Damn, that's insane, bro. That's That's funny as hell, but also true.
I couldn't help but to think. I was like, this black man up there dressed like Charlie Chaplin. What's up? Like, what's good?
Mustache and all.
Like, what's good? Like, hey, what's good? I'm just waiting for it to go left.
Yeah, I think that's a scene directly from Loki season 2.
That
what
was,
actually
that was
happens,
for the,
I have no
That
clue.
was for the Loki fan, like the fans of the show.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to continue to follow this journey of Kang, come down to Disney Plus and watch the show.
Facts. So,
But you know he'll be back.
oh yeah, it'll be so interesting to see where he pops up,
In Loki.
where Kang pops up in phases 5 and 6, before Kang Dynasty. That is.
Yeah.
I'm going to imagine that the Fantastic Four movie will feature a version of Kang. Which version, I don't know, but we'll see. So yeah, man. And then we only getting 2 Disney Plus TV shows.
Secret Invasion and Loki.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the only 2 that have been confirmed for this year. So seeing how those fit into the overall.
That is totally fine too.
Oh yeah, that's
Let's not do too
let's
much.
not
here.
overload this shit.
Yeah, but
For real.
But let's rate this joint out of 5. Where you going with it, Johnny?
Whoo, I think I'm going to go 3.5.
Okay.
I think I'm going 3.5.
Okay. I go a strong 3.
Okay.
I'm not. It's not too far off. I love it, but I'm not in love with it. I think those glaring plot holes in it just, it just did something to me. I mean, until you talked about it to me, like I was like, ugh.
Listen, cause look,
Like, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, I love for the Easter eggs and stuff to be explained, but they never explained, to my knowledge, that the quantum realm works in that way. I was like, oh no, if time supposed to suspend, goddamn, like, why is it coming back at? But that's the power it came. I didn't know.
yeah,
I didn't know. I'm a movie nigga. I mean, hey, look, I just hate that nobody died. I just needed something.
cause honestly, I ain't gonna say I was looking forward, but I thought somebody was going to die as well outside of Darren Cross, clearly.
Right.
But I really thought it was either gonna be Hank Pym or Janet. I really did.
And they made his death so dramatic too.
I
Held his little hand.
I died in Avenger.
His little hand. He grabbed my strong hand.
Damn.
Woo.
But yeah. So with that,
Yeah,
we
we have reached the end of our docket. Please let us know what you think about our Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania review. Johnny, what you got?
Facts. YouTube, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us this long.
Yes, sir.
Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the comment section. Let us know about any of the topics that we discussed today. Tell your people about it.
Yes, sir.
We'll catch y'all next week. Now, if you're on audio, you know what time it is, baby.
Song of the week.
OS Song of the Week.
You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.